We are excited to welcome newly appointed Justice Mary Wagner of the Tennessee Supreme Court to the podcast. Justice Wagner has served as a circuit court judge since 2016 for Division 7 in Tennessee's 30th Judicial District, which covers Shelby County. Before serving 8 years on the circuit court bench, Justice Wagner was in private practice at Rice, Amundsen, and Caperton in Memphis, and serving as an adjunct professor teaching legal writing and oral advocacy. She is a native of Memphis, Tennessee. Justice Wagner, welcome to Tennessee Court Talk.
Thank you.
Similar to our conversation with Justice Page, who is retiring, we are catching you during a time of transition. As you take your seat on the Tennessee Supreme Court, what does that transition look like for you?
It's been busy. Wind down trial court work and finish up all of that and move offices and anticipate the new job, and very exciting.
You attended the University of Colorado and earned your bachelor's degree in political science, followed by the University of Memphis for your law degree. Pretty straightforward path to practicing law. Was becoming a lawyer always your childhood dream?
I would say so, yes. I grew up with a grandfather and two parents as lawyers, and literally grew up in their law firm. When I aged out of daycare, I spent summers and school holidays in the law firm, and got to see the law in action and what they did, and ran things back and forth between their office and the courthouse, and really enjoyed it, and was inspired by what they did and what I saw the legal community doing. And so, yeah, it was on my radar from a pretty early age.
What sort of changed your idea from being a lawyer to, hey, I could be a judge?
So when I was in law school, I had the opportunity to clerk for Judge Childers on the circuit court bench, and then after law school to clerk for Judge Stafford on the Court of Appeals. And I got to see their role in the legal system from kind of a firsthand experience instead of from the lawyer side of the bench. And getting to see the work that they got to do and how they were really advocates for the legal system and not just for a client is really what opened my eyes to the judiciary.
What do you think the biggest change will be from being on the trial bench to the appellate bench?
I mean, the biggest change will be the pace of the work. You've got very serious issues, but as an appellate judge, you have the time to contemplate and think about those issues and review the record. And as a trial judge, we're sitting there, sometimes literally it feels like shots being fired at you live, making decisions. And so that's going to be a big change.
As you transition from the trial court to the appellate court, what do you consider to be the most important qualities of an effective jurist?
Of all jurists at all levels, whether it's trial or appellate, someone who's willing to be open-minded and listen to the entire case, the arguments and the proof, and think very intentionally about their decision, and to be fair and impartial, I think are the most important qualities.
Justice Wagner, you've had a big year, not only with your appointment to the Tennessee Supreme Court, but you also just recently turned 40 years old. What role do you think your youth will play on the court?
I like to tell a story about a lawyer approaching me when I was first coming to the trial bench and unlocking my door to my chambers and asking if I was the law clerk. And I said, no, ma'am, I'm the judge. And so I hope as a justice I don't get confused for a law clerk, but that's okay. But I hope it is a connection between the court and the younger generations of the bar, and maybe the students of the state and future lawyers and law students, and to show them to be encouraged and be involved in our legal community and our bar associations and connected to the court. And so that's what I hope my age shows.
For people listening across the state who may not be familiar with you, we have a few fun questions for you. What would people be surprised to know about Justice Wagner?
Well, here's a fun fact, not at all legal related. I got asked this a few years ago at a CLE. They had a guest the speaker type facts. But when I was in law school, I played in a disc golf tournament in Arkansas, and so I was the first place female finisher in a disc golf tournament. And so that threw everyone off that I was, in my past life, a disc golf player.
Do you still play disc golf?
Not as much as I like to, although my kids are getting older, so we've started dragging them around the disc golf course, and they're starting to get into it. But the kids, when they get older, hopefully we'll play more.
What is your favorite food?
Oh, I go back and forth between pasta and Mexican food, so a spicy pasta dish would be...
Interesting. Being from Memphis, not a barbecue?
I like barbecue. Now, barbecue nachos would be my top barbecue dish, but no, not my go-to.
All right. What is your favorite board game?
My family we're mean Uno players. Ooh, yeah. Well, I'll take a 5-year-old out playing Uno.
Have you played Flip Uno?
I've not played Flip.
It's quite fun.
We're very traditional Uno players.
Oh, no. Vacation Flip Uno gets serious. You're going to be on the road a lot in this position. What is your favorite jam while driving down the road?
So most recently, my Spotify is taken over by my two boys. So I'm excited to be in the car and have driving powers over the Spotify app. My go-to would probably be a good set of 90s country music. Avoid the Minion and Kids Bop that is typically on my playlist.
Speaking of your phone and Spotify, what's on your phone's home screen right now?
It's an old Christmas picture of my husband and my sons and I at a Christmas tree farm, but it's one of my favorites, so that's the home screen.
And finally, what inspires you?
So what inspires me would be maybe the little things. I was packing my office yesterday and I found a letter a juror had written to me after his jury service and talking about how that experience opened his eyes to the court system and how he was positively impacted. And so the little stories like that, seeing how we can, as members of the legal community, the judiciary, impact ordinary citizens for the better. And so little stories like that I think are the most inspiring.
Justice Wagner, congratulations on your appointment. It's been a pleasure to sit down with you today. Thank you for taking time on Tennessee Court Talk and for your service to our state. To learn more about the Tennessee court system, visit tncourts.gov and listen to Tennessee Court Talk on all major podcast platforms.